Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I've got Stacey with me at the anvil, and we're here to fill you in about how you're about to be taxed for every mile you drive. The new cars are getting better fuel mileage, and the government's not getting their fair share. This has been going on for how long?
Well, the government portion 1932, but the state portion 1919, and we can go back in that in a little bit of history, little tidbits, facts. But basically, what they're doing is they've come out and they said, "Fine, you're not buying gas because you got a car that has better gas mileage. You're getting these electronic vehicles."
Yeah, I thought that's what we were supposed to do.
I know, but they're not. The state and the federal government is not getting their taxes now, so they're going, "Oh my goodness, what are we going to do? We've got highway taxes now that we're going to have to impose. We're going to have to do this." How they're going to do it is they're going to track you on your car. They're going to put it to an app on your phone and make you pay taxes that way. And it's going to be done through a third-party company, supposedly, so the government cannot oversee.
That is laughable.
Welcome to the Thunderdome. Here we go.
Yeah, check this out. Currently, the Fed takes 18.4% per gallon of gas,
right,
and 24.4 cents per gallon of diesel.
Right.
Now, that's the Feds.
Right.
The
states are a little
state
different.
taxes, 61 cents in Pennsylvania, and it varies, 81.9 cents from 60 to 8.9 in Alaska. So, 60 cents to 8 cents. So, it varies state to state.
It does. And let's just kind of take a little, I like to go a little bit back a little bit, go, how did this start? Like, why do we even pay gas taxes? So I did a little bit of digging. And, of course, in 1919, Henry Ford, well, I'll just go a little further back than that. I was talking to Chris's granddaddy today. And I was saying, "Granddaddy, so what was up with the gas? Why, if people didn't have cars, what did they do? They used taxis." He said it was 20 cents, and everybody would pile in, and it was within the city limits, and they would put all their groceries in there with them, and that's how they got away because no one had cars. Ford, of course, came up. They created the affordable car where everybody could have cars. Everybody could afford one. Well, all of a sudden the roads went to just horrible. Bridges went to it was a mess. So they're like, okay,
well, they were equipped for the occasional horse and buggy, and now they had cars ripping down them every day.
Yeah, they did. So it was like a mess. So Oregon is actually the first state in 1919. They came up and they charged a penny a gallon to fix the infrastructure, the roads, the tunnels, the bridges, and all that kind of stuff.
So the state started.
The state.
And the feds jumped on board.
Well, it took 10 years. In 1919, it took 10 years for the states to jump on. They all started going, oh yeah. In 1932, the government was like, hey, they're onto something. So now you got a state tax and a federal tax. So a little rabbit hole there we went down. But so now this is where we are. They have not increased it since the federal, since 1993?
Yeah, that's right.
So they've not increased the federal, but the state has. The state has continually increased it. I think 2010 was one of the last
due to
ones.
inflation, their dollar's not going as far.
No.
We'll talk about that a little bit too.
Yeah.
But,
anyway, so that's where we are.
That is. And environmentally friendly, motivated improvements. And I'll put this story in the description. And thank you, Toby, for sending it to me.
Yes.
My good buddy Toby Magooden sends me this, and I enjoy all the information you guys share. The environmental friendly motivated improvements in fuel efficiency and the move to electric EVs translate to less gas sold, resulting in less tax revenue. Through numerous studies by transportation organizations, they have landed on mileage-based user fees, and there is a ton of acronyms. MBUF, VMT, RUCs, and HUFs.
Well, here's the one I found interesting is the HUF one. So it's a highway use fee.
Yeah.
So even if you're still using a gas-operated vehicle, but you get so much gas mileage, like you get really good gas mileage, you still have to pay this fee.
Yeah.
So you're double paying.
So the VMT is vehicle miles traveled. The RUCs are road user charges. And like she said, HUF is highway user fees. So, they're going to get you coming and going.
Well, I remember here a little while back, my insurance company actually tried to put something on our car that would track our mileage to see if we were good, I don't know.
Good drivers.
Good drivers,
How much we drove, how fast you went, did you have hard braking, all that.
Yeah, so we could get discounts and stuff like that. So here you guys go.
And we said no.
Yep, this is going to track you.
Okay, now this is a quote from the guy over the transportation organization. All vehicles are going farther on less gas, and that is great for our wallets, especially the gas prices going up. But it's no longer so good when our transportation system depends on the fuel tax. Now, Trish Hendren, this is the director of the Eastern Transportation Coalition. He says the link between usage and payment is broken.
Yep.
So they're going to try to fix it. Now, 17 states are involved. I won't name them all. Maybe I will. Focused on connecting public agencies across modes of travel to increase safety and efficiency. It's always for your safety, but mainly for taxes. Alabama, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, New York, New Jersey, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Tennessee, Vermont, and Virginia. Now,
You
these are,
spit those out fast.
I'm trying
You
not to
go.
waste these people's
You
time.
go.
There's good people watching us.
No, it is, you guys. I mean, this is where we are. So they're saying, hey, we're not getting our taxes anymore because you're not buying gas. You're going to these electronic vehicles. Then fine. We're going to find another way. We're going to track you, and we're going to tax you. So here we
31
go.
states have laws requiring a special registration fee for plug-in vehicles. So, you're not getting out of it. Now, fee for EV and gas power. Some people are going to get it twice. Highway use fee,
That's what I was talking about earlier.
HUF,
Yep.
is around $20 and is calculated based in part on a vehicle's fuel efficiency. In 2022, the state started offering Virginia's Mileage Choice Program, a pilot program giving drivers paying the HUF the option to pay on a per mile basis. Miles are recorded by a device installed on a person's car and connected to a smartphone. Now, this is a quote. The longer-term vision for a distance-based fee is it will replace the fuel tax. Those who drive high-efficiency gas vehicles often pay twice, both at the gas pump and with the HUF. In Virginia, drivers with fuel-efficient vehicles getting 25 miles per gallon or greater must pay the HUF.
That's wrong right there because now you're paying a fee. It's on the roads. You've also paid the taxes. So you're double dipping right there. So you think you're doing good because you went and got that vehicle that was said, hey, I'm going to get better gas mileage. I'm not going to have to pay as much as the pump, but you're actually paying double.
This is just for now, they say, until they figure out a better way to get you. In Utah, all plug-in hybrids and gas hybrid vehicles must pay a road usage charge ranging from $21.75 to $56.50. EV owners who don't buy gas pay $130.25 a year. Now, speaking of Oregon, Orgo participants pay 1.9 cents for each mile driven. That would add up quick.
Well,
Especially as much road as I used to have to travel going to work and back.
That's what they were talking about. They're like, okay, so it's fine if you've just got a short distance. But if you have to, these long haul people that have to drive, well, I used to know people when I lived in D.C. that, a lot of people, they would work way outside, they would live way outside of D.C., drive in, or even New York. They would live in Connecticut even, and they would drive all the way. So, I mean, this is going to affect a lot of people, and on paper it looks good. You're like, okay, yeah, let's get a road tax.
Well, rest
Good luck
assured,
tracking you.
this money goes straight to the highway fund. A device in the vehicle tracks miles driven, and drivers of fuel-powered vehicles can receive a credit for fuel tax and remote emissions testing. This is a very challenging topic, they say, it's a quote, to talk about because nobody likes talking about paying for transportation. We all like the transportation we use, but paying for it is hard conversation. It's a hard sell, I guess.
Okay, so I'm going to interrupt you again. I get the basics of what they say, where you need some kind of tax to keep the roads up and stuff like that. I get that. But when they start tracking you, that's a whole nother ballgame. And that's where I have an issue. I get that. I get that you're going to have to pay to keep the roads up. Somebody does. You got to pay to keep the bridges up. I get that.
Well, the problem with the government taking all this money and supposed to be doing the right thing, have you ever driven down the road and seen about 6 people paint one sign? You ever done that?
Oh, yeah.
It takes them a month of Sundays to fix a bridge, not even build one a lot of times. So a lot of times government-run things are pretty much broken to start with.
Seems that way,
Now,
unfortunately.
there's
some good people that work in the government, so we're not knocking them. It just
No,
seems like-
sure, but
just
if
seems
there's
like
nobody held accountable,
it's not exactly
it's not the free market.
right. Right.
This is big government. Okay, public resistance. Studies recognize that drivers are concerned about privacy and new tax. And I'm going to cut a bunch of this off. Privacy concerns. The study noted that there are privacy concerns and said it was an unresolved issue. Several technological challenges also exist. For example, DOTs must collect mileage data from each vehicle for each type of road the vehicle travels on, but would still require to do so in a manner that protects the privacy of drivers. Now, how in the world are they going to do that?
Well, they claim, if you look on that next thing, because it's going to go through a third-party program, supposedly, that will not give the information to the government. But we all know that's not going to work. But go ahead and read
The
it.
developers that are making this tracking equipment expect a third party, not the government, will keep track of where drivers go and how much they owe. Some studies have indicated that because a third party is doing the tracking, the data is safe from government eyes. The data would go to the government contractor that would conduct the amount owed from a user credit card, more likely your social credit score, and pay it to the states where the vehicle had been. So you're going to pay different taxes according to which state you're traveling through as well. That's kind of wild.
Yeah, he and I talked about that. So they're actually going to monitor then, if they go through with this, they're going to monitor what state from state that you go to. So they're going to know your location.
Well, they're going to have to. So this all comes across as a really good thing. Okay, this is my point on this whole thing when I was reading this. This is like, okay, I get it. You need the roads to be fixed. I get all that. But this is a major invasion of our privacy, tracking us where we're going in the name of trying to claim taxes. They're going to know when you cross state boundaries. This is another red flag to me. You guys tell us what you think, but that's what I think. Well, it's already going on. You can't tell me they don't know where your phone is all the time. You can't tell me they can't turn the speaker on and turn your camera on and everything else.
No, they do, but
when I say they, I mean they, whoever that may be. If you got TikTok on your phone, maybe them too.
But they're actually going to do it and make you pay, and they're going to take it maybe from your account. They're going to charge you.
Well, like you said before, the 18.4% per gallon federal gas tax has not increased since 1993.
Right.
Because of inflation, the revenue has been about 1/3 less purchasing power than it did when the tax was last raised. So
That was the
they
federal.
feel obligated.
Yeah, the federal and the state they said has raised
to.
off and on since about 2010. I think was the last when I did a little research, and I might be a little off on that. You guys can tell me, but I don't know. That's So once again, on paper, we're like, okay, well, great. We're going to electronic vehicles. That's wonderful. We're being green, but they're implementing another thing that's going to control us. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think.
It's going to track us. Just get used to it. They're going to know. Big Brother's going to know where you're at in the Thunderdome. That's just the facts. Guys, this is the news for today. Have an awesome, awesome day. Later.